Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Blome Outdoors. So today we are going to be installing this, which this is, this is where I got it. I got it from eBay. It was called SJM Auto Decals. And what it is the Ford logo on the steering wheel, vinyl overlay for it. So this guy is basically just gonna get laid over the blue so that way it matches the truck a lot better. It might be a little lighter than the color of the truck. The gray, yeah, the gray is a little bit lighter color. I think this gray that it came with, like this gray here, is more of that lead foot gray color where the truck is more of the magnetic color. So it's a little bit lighter, but it's definitely going to look a lot better than what the blue does on the steering wheel currently. Package came, it took like a month or something to get here. It took forever. It was like 10 bucks though, so it wasn't too bad at all. It also comes with instructions, so should be a pretty easy install here, and it's pretty cheap as well, and it should change the look a lot. Basically, it looks like you're going to clean off the steering wheel logo that's currently on there, line it up, and it's just saying make sure it's warm so it'll stick, and then it's saying use a hair dryer to heat it up and put it on. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to stick it on and hope it works because I really don't care that much. It was only 10 bucks. If I screw it up, I'll order another one, but hopefully it'll turn out fine. And then it's saying use a little razor blade to trim anything around the edges. So now that we have read the instructions and we have our little logo, let us install it. Don't judge, don't judge. The lift is on, but the wheels and tires are coming. So just wait for that, you'll see it eventually. But sneak peek of what it looks like now. It looks kind of dumb, but this is what we are currently dealing with. So I've just been driving this truck around instead because this looks dumb and I don't want to drive it down the road. All right, let's hop in this bad boy. All right, so now that we are in the truck, you can tell this is blue and chrome. And this is what we're going to be replacing it with. The gray does not match perfectly for what the truck color is, but I think it's gonna look a lot better. Here's a little teaser of what it'll look like before. It's gonna be hard for me to film installing this because I don't really have a place to set the camera. Let's peel this thing off and get it put up here and see how it works. Like I said, the directions do say to use like a hair dryer or something to heat it up, but I'm not really gonna do that because I don't care that much and I don't really have a place to set my camera, so just bear with me. Might be some bad footage or I might cut it out. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm not sure what you guys could see there. I just had my camera sitting in the little holder there. Here's what it looks like so far. I currently do not have it pressed down all the way. It's just sitting on there because I wanted to check and make sure everything's covered. You can see a little bit of blue on the top, but it's not fully pressed down yet. Just kind of the center is resting on there. I think it should fit pretty well. So let's go ahead and get this thing pressed down. Make sure there's no air bubbles or anything in there. I'm just kind of taking my finger and starting from the center and pressing it down out to the sides. Looks like we're gonna have to take a razor blade or something. Yeah, I might have accidentally left some bubbles in there. All right, guys, that I ended up peeling. Pretty much like I peeled this side back first and I re-flattened it out, and then afterwards I peeled this side back and I re-flattened it out. And then as you could tell before, there was some stuff sticking out on both sides. I ended up not cutting any of it because this stuff was kind of hard to cut. And it didn't cover all the way down up in the corner. So what I did was I took my knife and I pressed it all the way up down in the corner. And I did the same thing with this side, and it ended up being still a little bit long, but this stuff was really hard to cut, and so I couldn't get it. So I ended up just pressing it all down in the crevice there. So when you look at it just like this, no special light on it or anything, it looks pretty good. And here's like a straight on angle, so this would be basically from my eyes right here. Looks pretty good. Passenger side, I think it looks good. Over here it looks good. Overall, straight on view, it looks pretty good. And I did not use like a hair dryer or whatever they said to heat it up, or a heat gun or anything. I just used my fingers and a knife and just kind of pressed it on and got it all up in every crack and stuff, because it was hard to press it up in these cracks. So I just kind of used a knife to do that because I don't have long fingernails. The only kind of little bit of an issue I found was it looks like it might be a little too small. Like they might have made it the exact same spec as the logo itself, but because it lays over the top of it, then it ends up being a little bit smaller, and it doesn't fill or cover the entire thing. So I think they made it a little too wide on the sides and just not quite large enough here, and I'll show you why. It's hard to see with no extra lighting or anything, and I'll show you the difference here in a second. But you can kind of see a little bit of blue still up top at just the right angle. It's gonna be hard to see here with no light. And then when you come up to the bottom, yeah, I don't know how this will focus or what you can see here. You can kind of see it doesn't quite cover the whole thing. Now let me turn a light on and I'll show you the difference. All right, so now I got the light on here. So now you can really see the difference. You get up in here and you can still see a smidge of the blue to where the top of it doesn't cover up. And you can also really see now with the light up in these corners where I pressed all this up and I kind of scrunched it up and smashed it in here. With like no light on it, it looks pretty good. Even with the light from like head distance back here, it looks good. But it's once you really get up in here and start investigating, yeah, the camera won't even focus that close. But you can kind of see a little bit up in there where I scrunched it up. And then when you come to the bottom, you can see the blue as well. But like I said before, when there was no special light on it or anything really showing on it, then it looked just fine. And same thing on this side, where you can kind of tell where I pushed some of that extra layering or like extra vinyl wrap or whatever it is, kind of smashed it up in there. So it looks like on the sides they made it a little bit too wide. Focus here. Yeah, they made it a little bit too wide on the sides, and top and bottom it's just a little bit too, like, not as big. Should have made it bigger, because you can see some blue there as well as see some more blue down there. But I tried to get it as high up as I could, because you're not really going to be looking down at the bottom nearly as much as what you will be looking from up top. So there you have it. Here's where, or what came with it. sjmautodecals.com. I bought them off of eBay. Looks like you can get them off of Etsy or whatever it is. I'll post a picture on Instagram and tag them in it, see what they have to say, if anything. And then you've got the directions in the back. Like I said, I think it was $8 or $10, something like that. It was super cheap. Only downside was it took like a month to get here. I ordered April 28th and it's now May 23rd, and they finally just got here today. So shipping was the only downside, but I believe they hand paint them, and I think it's just like one guy that kind of makes it himself. So he just he hand paints them, and I think he's got a lot of orders, so it takes him a while. They've got a whole different variety of colors as well. I'll leave a link down in the description so you guys go check it out. Get yourself one if you so desire to. Shipping takes a while, but price is good, and fitment is pretty much good. For the most part, it's a little small, but other than that, it's not too bad. I give it a pretty good rating. The only thing was they do not have magnetic magnetic gray, which is what my truck is. They've got basically every other color for this truck except magnetic gray. So I just went with the little bit lighter one, which was, I think it's called Leadfoot Gray, is the little bit lighter gray, and that's what this is. But it's close enough. It's a gray, it's a little bit lighter, but it's good enough. Good enough for me. I don't really care that much. It was only 10 bucks. If I want to order a different color or get a different one someplace else, I can always peel it off and do that. But there's my quick little review and install for you guys over it. Like I said, link in the description. And if you have any other comments or questions or anything about it, then drop a comment down below. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram. It is Blome_Outdoors. So make sure you go check that out. Find a whole bunch of truck content involving that truck along with this truck, and make sure you check out some of my other videos for installs over this truck. And if you guys want to see any installs or reviews or anything over that truck, then let me know down below. But as always, thanks for watching another video of Blome Outdoors. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.